Hi guys, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we've got the follow-up video of the 7089 by Sanren Miu. Today we've got the all-steel frame lock version. They have 3 all black wash versions of them, and when you see the close-up of the scales, I think you're going to like most of those 3. I really like this one with the flames, and I'll show you that one in more detail. And they have the all satin version, other than the backspacer. I think that's an ABS, which I didn't mention in the first video, and ABS plastic. So we've got frame lock. Oh, that knuckle still gets sore when I flip, and I can't flip that well with my left hand. Being left-handed, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Having 3 older brothers and 1 older sister that were all right-handed, I really learned how to be right-handed predominantly. For a left-handed guy, that's kind of strange. I still use my pen to write, and when I'm eating, predominantly my left hand. I can only use fork. What are they called? When you go to a Japanese restaurant, those 2 wooden sticks. Can you believe that my brain won't come up with the name of those things? Chopsticks. I can only do chopsticks with my left hand. Can't do them with my right at all. So it's kind of weird. I'm kind of quasi ambidextrous one way or the other, back and forth depending on what it is. But we're way off topic. These knives, the same knives as the plastic scaled versions of the 7089, but these are all steel, Sandvik steel blades, 12C27, and it's a nice small frame lock knife. And I think that you're interested in these, so you're going to want to stick around for the full review. So here are the 2 knives that you saw in the intro. First, we've got the all-steel version, and that is model 7089 LUX-SA. And it's all-steel Sandvik 12C27 blade. The same blade, drop point, hollow grind, size, and everything as the 7089 that we looked at on Tuesday, the one that was the slip joint. I will give you the sizes when I do the go to that section. And as you can see, it's a nice frame lock, and we'll talk about the lockup and everything later on. Here's the black wash version, and didn't quite give it enough mustard. My knuckle's still pretty sore. I'm going to have to start flipping with my left hand. I'm not quite as good with my left hand as I am with my right. I'm not that good at it with my left hand, but I can get it sometimes with my left hand. There you go. I missed that time. Oh, that was kind of bad. So there you go. I can get it with my left hand sometimes. And as you can see, the knife is, identical in size and shape and everything. It's just black washed. Same pocket clip, same backspacer, and it's also got that frame lock. It's the identical knife as the all satin version, except for on this one, we've got the flames. There you go. You can see that flame etching on there. That looks really good in person. It looks quite good on this video screen. And I'll show you pictures of the 2 other black wash versions. One of them's got a checkered pattern all the way through it, and one of them's got a part pattern through it and part smooth. Looks really good, very handy. You want to do some cut tests now? We'll do some cut tests, and then we'll talk about the dimensions. We've got this sort of crafty paper that I just showed you. Cuts very well through that, no problem at all. Here is some 20-pound copy paper. It's catching on a fold right there. But you can see that it's cutting quite well. We've got some cardboard. Zips through that very easily. We've got some of that 1-inch wide banding. Oh, you want to see if the other one cuts just as well? Okay, we'll try that. Zips right through that, no problem. We've got some 550 paracord, and there's 2 layers of paracord, and it just zips through that. The dimensions. Cutting edge is from the front of the sharpener's choil to the tip of the blade, 6.6 centimeters, 2.5 inches. The blade length is the same because, it comes out quite far at the tip here. The blade thickness is 2.5 millimeters, which is 0.1 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind is 0.48 millimeters, so just under half a millimeter, 0.019 inches. And that's why it slices so well. Less than half a millimeter thick on a 2.5-inch blade. Pretty close to optimal. Exactly what you want to see. And that's a nice thin edge behind the grind, which helps it to slice very, very well. I like that a lot. The handle length is 9.5 centimeters. That's right to the end of this extra backspacer piece that sticks out. 9.5 centimeters, 3 3/4 inches. The grip area is, let's hold it this way. The grip area is from the front of my fingernail there to the tip of my left hand fingernail. What weird way to show you. The grip area, 7.4 centimeters, 2.9 inches. The thickness of the handle, not counting the pocket clip, is 8.5 millimeters, 1/3 of an inch, 0.333 inches. The total length of the knife when it's open like this is 16.3 centimeters, 6.4 inches. And when you go to weigh these all steel knives, well, not quite all steel. You do have this ABS plastic back here. I don't think it's G10. I really don't. 87 grams, 3.1 ounces. Not a bad knife. I forgot to record what the price is, so I'll put the price on the bottom of the screen right here. The unique features of this knife, I don't have any list of unique features of this, so let's just go straight to the pros and cons of this knife. One of the pros is, hey, it's a designer knife, and it's not very expensive. This is also a nice knife that I could have chosen. I mentioned maybe you haven't seen the video yet, maybe you haven't shown it yet. I'm planning on using the Sanren Mew 7010, the one that's got the flat face on it. You've got the LUX-SA now that doesn't have the sort of rough knurling kind of stuff that's, like nail file kind of thing in it. It's got an all smooth surface version that they have out. I'm planning on getting a bunch of those and getting them engraved for a family event. I was thinking of choosing this knife for that as well. I like how it's got a nice big empty face. So it's a good choice if you're doing an event or something and you want to make some commemorative knives, because the price of this is not that bad at all. It's not good to, if you're wanting to give away 100 or so of these, it's going to break the bank pretty quick. But if you've got a small handful of people, special event, this would not be a bad choice to, get it etched in there, something commemorative. I recommend that. It's a really good idea if you ask me. The other pros, it's got a nice variety on this black wash. I love black wash an awful lot, especially on a blade. One of the good things about a black wash is it's not very reflective. It's easy to hide on your person if you want to, especially when the pocket clip is also black wash, and it just doesn't stand out. The other big positive that I have to keep remembering is the Sandvik steel. 12C27 is a very good steel. Comes at about a 59 Rockwell hardness. It's not that hard to put an edge on it. It keeps an edge very well, and it's easy to maintain. And Sandvik steel has always been very, very good. And this knife in this price range, why would you not get it? Being a designer knife, Windrunner design, for a low price with Sandvik steel, it looks good and it feels good, but there are some cons. So what are the main cons? This pocket clip is the biggest con that I think most of you are going to take note of. And that's because it is right side tip down only. They could have easily made it left side tip down. I think they could have easily put on a pocket clip that was a four-way option clip, or just, a tip up clip even. I don't mind tip down at all, but some of you guys don't like tip down. You will only buy tip up. And so then this knife is going to be off of your list just because of that. And that's too bad, because it's a very nice knife. And I really wish they would have made it so that it would be tip up, so that a lot more of you guys would be able to handle and experience this knife, because it's a really good knife. And that's the main big negative. Other negatives on here, I really don't see much else except for a lot of them come with the lock a little bit more advanced than I'd like it to be. Let's take a look at these two. The lockup on that black one is exactly what I like to see a nice new frame lock of this size to be. But on the all satin one, it's almost halfway across. And for a brand new knife, that's, not optimal. I'd like to have a little bit more steel that it could wear across over time, because you want these knives to last for a very long time. If you are just collecting knives and you're not going to really use them that awful much, then there's nothing wrong with this at all. I really like how they've got this knurling or jimping on the release for the liner lock. You'll notice that it's slightly different one from the other. They have two different styles of jimping on there. Both of them work very well. It's a good looking knife, comfortable knife, easy to use. I've got large hands, which are borderline extra large, and I can just get a 4-finger hold on this knife, and so that it fits in my hand quite well, very secure. That flipper arm protects you from, if you jab into something, your hand's not going to slip over and onto the sharp edge. Very, very good that way. The detent is quite functional for using it to flip out. Flips quite well. You've got a huge hole for your lanyard. I very rarely use lanyards. I could easily sand this ABS down and make it smooth with the edge of the steel there. I think it looks good the way it is, and that back spacer kind of fits into the palm of the hand right there quite well. And remember, guys, there's going to be links in the description below so that you can buy any of these if you want to. They're referral links. It's the only way, it's the main way, I should say, that this channel is supported financially, and it doesn't cost you an extra penny. If you're planning on buying it anyway, I just ask that you please use my links. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. And remember, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.